It just kind of feels important to me to talk about what this journey has felt like because I'm now at this point after 2 years where I don't feel so hung up about the trauma of what I've been through. I'm just living my best life. I've come out like on top of this mountain after climbing it for so long, and it's like I can see the sky again. I do have some big news, and I wanted to talk about it last week, but it wasn't it wasn't completely confirmed. I hadn't had everything come back really. But now I can officially come on here and announce that I am 2 years cancer free.
Let's go!
And this is
We
something
love.
yes. I mean, I honestly I can't believe it. It's something that it feels surreal. It's a big statistic, which is why I kind of bring it up. 2 years is a big milestone where the chance of a recurrence drops quite significantly. So making it to this point, I mean, I've been looking forward to it for obviously a really long time, 2 years.
Roughly 2 years?
Roughly 2 years, if you can believe it. Yeah. So if you don't know my story, I was diagnosed with tongue cancer in October of 2023. I had radiation, I had chemo, I had my tongue, I forget what the word is now. It's been so long. I had it resected, portion of it, and a portion of my wrist now exists as my tongue. I had immunotherapy for a year and a half because immediately after treatment, I had a recurrence in one of my lymph nodes, which is like a very rare thing to happen that they did not expect. But my care team immediately jumped into action and took care of it. And I am now 2 years cancer free. And this is the first time I've ever said that I am cancer free because for a really long time, I've only felt comfortable saying that I have clear scans. Because it's funny how I feel like a lot of people have been touched by cancer. They know someone who's had cancer. They perhaps like they have experience with cancer, but a lot of people don't understand that. Like for a lot of cancers, you have a 5-year window. And within that 5-year window, if you have clear scans for 5 years, then you are pretty much officially deemed cancer free from the cancer that you had diagnosed. So that's why people say you're in remission. I've never had a doctor say you're cancer free because they will not say that before you have 5-year clear scans. But 2-year clear scans is like one of the big milestones because it's most likely to come back within that first 2 years. So finally, now that I'm 2 years through, it feels like I have the confidence to say that I'm cancer free and that this is like never coming back. And
That's so awesome.
It's amazing. And I feel like it's such a full circle moment because I mean, this journey started literally in the Bert Show studio. I was sitting next to Katie and Kaylee when I got the test result that said malignant. And I remember Katie literally looked it up and was like, it doesn't have to mean cancer. Like maybe it's like inflammation or something, and trying to like make me feel better. I talked about the biopsy the week before on air like a freaking idiot because I didn't know what a biopsy was. I had zero idea that like a biopsy is like what they do to check for cancer. I guess hindsight is 2020. It just kind of feels important to me to talk about what this journey has felt like because I'm now at this point after 2 years where I don't feel so hung up about the trauma of what I've been through because it was traumatic and it was terrible and it was painful and it was scary. I'm now at a point where I always thought that every day I would think about the fact that I had cancer because I have weird shit. I've got a weird tongue. I've got scars all over my body, but it's just not true. I don't think about it as much anymore. I feel like I'm a normal person again. This is my new normal. And sure, my mouth is really dry and I have to drink a lot of water and I've lost 100 pounds. All maybe 2 out of 3 good things. But I don't remember the trauma of having cancer and treatment anymore. I'm just living my best life. I've come out like on top of this mountain after climbing it for so long. And it's like I can see the sky again. And there's a conflict in me where I want people to know what I've been through, because I feel like that helps people to have an informed like idea of who I am. But I also want to celebrate like where I am now. So I'm going to wrap this up, but there's one thing I wanted to share, because when I first got my cancer diagnosis, I got a letter from my former boss. She sent me a letter because she was a cancer survivor, and in the letter she had advice for me that was like listed, and I want to share 3 of the things that I have found really, really helpful to people who are cancer survivors or people going through cancer or going through treatment, because this stuff really helped me. And hearing from someone who is clear, I mean, that's like the most optimistic, helpful, hopeful thing in the world. So I'm just going to share it really quickly. And I have 3 things. And number 1 is, you might have cancer, but you don't have to be an advocate. You don't have to run. You don't have to raise money. You don't even have to talk about it. All you have to do is process it on your own, because this is your own unique journey. You don't have to wear pink. You don't have to have a ribbon. None of that. This is your thing that you're going through, and don't let anyone tell you that you have to be a certain way or feel a certain way or do anything. That being said, I love Emory Winship Cancer Institute, and it was the best place for me, and they took care of me and they cured me, and I am so thankful for them forever. Okay, number 2 is like one of the most important things ever on this list that someone told me, and that is that when you are diagnosed with cancer, people are going to say things to you out of the goodness of their heart. They're going to be trying to help you, and it's not going to help you. It's going to scare the shit out of you, because every person has a family member or a cousin or a friend who had cancer or knows a specialist, and they went through cancer, or they know your story and this is what happened to them. And they're going to be trying to give you advice, and it's not going to be helpful. It's only going to scare you. Don't listen to those people. You don't have to listen. You can ignore them, because your story is your own, and what happened to other people does not affect what's going to happen to you. So you feel free to set boundaries, because those people are going to scare you and they don't understand what they're talking about. So live your truth, diva, and slay. And finally,
she said that?
That's what I said. That's an addendum, a Rebecca addendum.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. You added a little something on there at the end.
Really, she only said the, and you've just extrapolated all of your own advice on top of this.
Yes. And finally, it's so annoying, but it's true that you have to be patient and you have to be positive, because being positive, it helps recovery. It helps your health. It helps you to go to these appointments, get infusions, and be at your best self. And in my experience, when being supported and having people supporting me and leading with humor, it did heal me. It helped me. It helped me go through radiation 33 times. And it just like has a real effect. And I hate when people are like, oh, be positive, be optimistic. Like, you know, that helps so much. But it's true. It's totally true. And you can do this, because I did it. And my God, I am so weak. Like I am so weak, and I'm such a loser, and I'm so pessimistic, and I did it. So I know you can do it too. So that's the end of my spiel. I'm very happy to be 2 years cancer free.
You know, Rebecca, if you wanted to lose 100 pounds, we could have just gotten you on Ozempic. Like we could have called a guy. I'm just kidding.
Where was Ozempic, honestly, when I was quite fat?
Well, we're so proud of you, and thank you for sharing your experience, because I know it's not easy to talk about, because you know, kind of a hard thing to go through that treatment for so long. And we're really happy that you're cancer free. Hell yeah!
Thank you.
Let's go.
I appreciate it.
I think you had told us that your 2-year scan was coming up. I'm not sure about the other 2, but I failed to get an update from you. So my bad on that. But I saw it on your story, and I was like, she's good. Good for Rebecca.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you.
Rebecca, I'm curious, when you this was, I guess for me personally, the first time that like I had been close with in communicating with someone on a more regular basis throughout their journey. And like, when you think back to how we as your peers handled the news and the updates and everything like that, do you think that there are things we could have done differently, things we did well on? Because I think a lot of me was either not talking about it at all, just to move past it and talk about other things so that wasn't the main part of what I knew you as. But also trying to think about how to be supportive at the same time, if that makes sense. So is there anything about that you can speak on?
I think everyone I was around helped tremendously. Honestly, having listeners from the Bert Show supporting me was like a gigantic help that I did not expect. But being able to go in and like, when I came back after recovering and like joking around with you guys and like talking to you and not having to talk just about like cancer, which had been on my mind 24/7, that was extremely helpful to me. I think leading with the person who is going through what they're going through is the best advice I can give. If they are not talking about cancer, don't bring it up. If they want to talk about it and want to vent or joke or say something, then gab with them. I think just listening sometimes can be very helpful, but being a distraction and being a friend and talking about some like bullshit instead of like the serious thing that they're dealing with is extremely helpful.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Do we want to wrap there?
I know we never end on such a sentimental note. I'm like, I don't know what to do if we're not making jokes about like balls or Mikey's hair or Rebecca's boyfriend's boners.
They're huge. They're gigantic. Don't worry about it. They're massive.
It's so huge.
That's a bit you guys love doing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right.
How did we miss that? That's literally my favorite bit that Rebecca does. It's so funny. Anyway, okay. Well, don't forget to follow us at Personality Hires Podcast on Instagram and email us all your drama at personalityhirespodcast@gmail.com. See you next week. And congratulations, Rebecca.
Woo! Shout out Rebecca. Hell yeah. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Pioneer.